Hello and welcome to Wrestle Talk, and we have been invaded by none other than the fun house of Pogo the Clown today. He's got 3 ropes, a squared circle, and he's ready to fight anybody that wants to get in the ring with him. Pogo the Clown, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great there, buddy. It's been a while since we've spoken, so it's good to get back on it.
Absolutely. And for those of you that don't know, Pogo the Clown is a JPWA graduate, and he is in Australia fighting for UPW currently. And he got
Sir.
teamed up with somebody who's a little bit crazier than he is for the Saturday, March 29th, Aussie World that was going to be taking place there on the Sunshine Coast. How did you get teamed up with 13?
So he's actually been my tag partner for quite a while now. We did have a little bit of a dispute before I got to the JPWA, but we've made amends now. We've been Other than that, we've been tagging for since like the end of 2019, and we've been through a bunch of iterations of what we call our tag team, the Circus of Tragedy. But the mainstays are myself and 13, and he's currently the United Pro Wrestling champion. So he's a big dude. He's 130 kilos. I think that works out to 200 and something pounds in your guys, but measurements. But yeah, he's a solid dude. We're a great tag team. We just have that sort of mental link that we don't really even have to speak to each other half the time.
Well, that's a great place to be, especially when you can tell what's going to be happening by your body language. That's a wonderful spot to be. But I've got to wonder, man. I mean, he's a little bit crazy. He takes
Yeah.
it to the extreme on some things. And Pogo, I know you like to play games. You like to have fun inside your ring. You like to dance. You like to do it all. But
Yeah.
man, how does it match up perfectly between you two?
I think we've just got that perfect sort of synergy as a tag team where, he's the super crazy guy. I'm the sort of fun, crazy guy. And anything that like I don't have, he's got going on and vice versa. And it really fits together as sort of that perfect mix of anything I can't do, he can do, anything he can't do, I can do. So it makes us really like gel together as a tag team.
And that's pretty good. And you've been successful with him, as as you mentioned earlier, recently mentioned. You've been really successful with him, being on a tear here recently. And what's it like just being skyrocketed to the ranks of high in professional wrestling in Australia? There.
Well, it's always been good. And like we originally, on our, I think it was our initial run as a proper tag team, we actually hold the record in United Pro Wrestling for the longest tag team championship reign ever. So, it's not my first foray into being at the top, but it feels good to be back, I gotta say. And I see Casey Kazan is in there. Got a shout out to him. It's been a while. Love that dude.
Yeah, Casey came in and said, Pogo, he's happy that you're on the show tonight. And you have a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up. Saturday, May 31st, you're going to
Yes,
be
sir.
at the Fight for Life 8, correct?
Yes, that I am.
And what's going to be going on there? It looks like a triple threat match. Am I saying that correctly?
That is correct. So, Fight for Life 8, it's our obviously eighth version of this event. It's our yearly event that we run for cancer research. So every ticket sold and all up, 20% of that goes to cancer research, which is really great. In this triple threat match, you've got 3 guys that are super solid. Ricky Rembrandt, he's now the King Rembrandt. He's a guy that when I started, I sort of looked up to a lot. And you've got DSD, which a lot of people call him a snake, but he can try all he wants. But I've heard that he likes to think himself a winner, but he's not. This one is for the number one contendership for the featherweight championship as well. So big championship opportunities come from this. So I'm excited.
Not only big championship opportunities, but big fundraising opportunities as well, as you have your own page up here at justgiving.com, where it's justgiving.com/page/pogo the clown is how you're going to be able to get to this page for you guys. And look, guys, it's got everything up there for you. You can check him out on Facebook, X. You can email, you can use through Messenger, LinkedIn, and you can print the donations, the top donations. It'll show everything. You can give anything that you want for them. And you have so far have raised a target of $45 for your target of $500. Pogo, how are you going to get to that $500 mark?
So this is something I thought of as a way for all my fans, not just like in Australia, but like across the pond in America that obviously can't make it to the Fight for Life event. It's a good chance to give back. And a lot of people have been affected by cancer in some respect, whether it's someone they know or themselves. And I feel like it's a good opportunity to still let people help out, even if they can't make the show. So all my American fans, you definitely can. Make sure you can donate with it. It is in Australian dollars, so it actually works out a little bit less than you guys when you donate. So that's good. But all the donations go straight to the Leukemia Foundation of Australia. And not only with any donations I get for the month of May, I've got all my merch sales. Half of that profit that I get will go towards that fundraising as well.
I'm very glad that you mentioned that because you just recently opened up a merch store. The last time you were here, you didn't have it, but you got it now. And it's at ringsidecartel.com/Pogo the Clown. And we're going to put it up on the page for you if you give me just a minute to switch my graphics here. And here it is for you guys. So you can see at /Pogo the Clown. And it looks like you got a lot of good stuff up here. I love the
Yeah,
rat, man.
yeah.
That's some awesome stuff there, Pogo.
So this has been something I've been trying to work on for a while, and it finally came to fruition this week. So it's basically brand new. It got set up on Monday, and with these ones, it has all my original designs, which, as you see scrolling there, you've got the Pogo face, you've got the Weirdo Pogo, and a recent design that I've made as well, which is the Born to Clown one. And all these, I believe they can be ordered anywhere in the world. I haven't heard anything different. But with them, you've got them in like t-shirts, kids' shirts, jumpers, jackets, anything you really need. And hopefully soon it'll be another design that you can add and maybe some other goodies I can add to the store as well. And if anyone has any issues ordering from overseas, you can always just hit me up and I can mail it out personally for you, maybe with a little bit extra if you're lucky.
Absolutely. And Pogo, there will be shipping and handling attached to each and every item that is shipped across the pond. So we need to tell that up front. But the prices are real to life. And like you said, if it's listed for $54 there, it's a little bit less here overseas.
That's
So
right.
we will be getting it at a cheaper price for you guys. So whatever is listed there, you just have to remember that. The exchange rate is a little bit different here. And
It's
that's
all in
really
the
awesome,
sterling.
Pogo. I mean, it's really awesome that you're helping out the cancer patients, the leukemia survivors, those people that are in need, constantly in need, and yet you're a part of this Fight for Life 8. I hope that you win this featherweight championship that's going to be coming up. What has been the most challenging thing about getting to this point and being in this match?
So this is like the featherweight championship is something that I've always sort of been after. Like I was in UPW when the featherweight division was put into place. I was the first match. I've been there since the inception, and I've been there even in the very first UPW featherweight championship title match. And it just feels like over the years, it's just that little bit out of reach, and just that little bit out of reach every time. But now, coming from the JPWA, coming from the time I spent there, and just how I've grown since then, I feel like it's getting closer and closer. And just that little bit is all I need now to just win it, and then go on, have that championship title match, and then win the big one.
If you win, if you're able to capture that featherweight champion, will you be a fighting champion, Pogo?
Oh, I'll fight absolutely anyone and everyone. And if things align, if given how the state of the world is everywhere, if I can make it over to America with that championship, I will turn that into a fighting world championship.
Wow, that's big, big news from Pogo the Clown,
Big
guys. You heard
news.
it right here first on Wrestle Talk with Rabbit Beaver. Now let's get to some not so serious stuff, Pogo. I know that you had a huge match not
Yeah,
too long back, and we're going to show a little bit of footage if it will decide to open up for me. But as you see
absolutely.
here, look at this nice brute that you're going against. It looks like he's got you. My goodness, what action there! You had
Yeah,
a
so that
slapping
was
match just a little bit before you danced too.
yeah, so that was from our Mexican wrestling event. So it was a night to just have fun, have some enjoyment. As you can see, I'm doing the old disco dancing and the worm there. So it was honestly a great night all around. It was basically a night to let off steam for not just fans but the guys in the ring as well. And as you can see, we had some fun with some Mexican street food as well. And I'll let you know now that tortillas hurt a lot more than you expect when you get slapped by them.
You getting slapped with some tortillas?
Yeah,
They do hurt. By the way,
yeah,
I've experienced that.
yeah. I didn't expect it to be as bad as I thought, but like, oh, damn, that first one stung a little bit.
Pogo, I can't believe you let him slap you with some tortillas, but that's hilarious.
Well, I didn't let him. He hit me before I could hit him first.
So, being overseas, you get to meet a lot of interesting people. You get to meet a lot of different wrestlers from a lot of different areas. I've got a picture pulled up here. Talk to us about it a little bit.
Oh yeah, so this is a very old school version of the circus. So this is, as you can see from the 4 down the corner there, this is from Fight for Life 4, roughly about 4 years ago, and that's myself on the right. It's 13 on the left. He had a little bit of a haircut at the time, and in the center that was Jinx, our sort of female addition to the circus. I believe she's sort of taken a step away from wrestling at the moment, just because life gets in the way sometimes. But this sort of version of the circus was probably like when we were at the strongest. We had tons of fans, tons of great matches, tons of big reactions. That was around this time was when we had probably the biggest reaction I've ever heard from a crowd, when we had a big 6-man match with us versus another 3-man team. And I'm sure I could find footage of it somewhere. It's definitely out there in the ether. But I remember coming out for my entrance, and then the crowd was just like deafening the music. Like I couldn't even hear our entrance music over the crowd just cheering for us. So those are some good times.
That's some loud pop, man. When you have the crowd that loud where you can't hear anything, it gives you goosebumps. Like every time you think about it and hear it, I still get goosebumps whenever I think about some stuff that happened with Harley, man. And that's one of the things is you hear it for the first time and you've got it. And you said it might be out there on the interweb somewhere. There might be a place where it might be the old YouTube, and I believe that you guys are on YouTube at UPW Australia or UnitedProWrestling.com.au is how you can find them. We're at UPW Australia altogether on YouTube. And man, they've got some footage here that they've got going on. So you can see there's a lot of stuff that happens here. The fans are interested.
Yeah.
Seems like that you all have upgraded the stadium as well.
Yeah, that is an ad we had that was made a couple years ago now, so it is a little bit outdated, but that is at our Aussie World venue. We've obviously increased the size and the look of it a little bit from then. But yeah, like with the United Pro Wrestling YouTube page, you can find matches, clips, highlight videos, all kinds of stuff. There you go. There's a picture of me just scrolling past there.
Yeah,
that
here.
That was actually one of my last matches before I went to the JPWA. It's a cracker. I recommend that one. But yeah, you can see we also have like a members only as well area as well, where you can subscribe and get our latest events as they're uploaded. The Sunshine Coast one should be uploaded pretty soon if it hasn't been already. I can't remember how much it is off the top of my head, but I believe it's only around like $5 something Australian. So again, works out even cheaper for you Americans if you want to check it out. There's also a bunch of free events on there too. So you get to see not just me, as much as you guys like seeing me, you get to see a lot more of the UPW group, which are full of a bunch of solid guys and gals. So it's definitely worth checking out. And Max Abel, I see your comment, and I got to say it's definitely a hard choice between that forum at NWA or the tortillas, because the tortillas stung a lot more, but that forum hurt straight away.
Yeah. Well, Max has recently accomplished a lot in the sport of professional wrestling, becoming the SOM and the East Tennessee Heavyweight Champion. Now, he's lost that since this has happened, but he's accomplished that. And I believe he needed that boost of confidence. And Pogo, I think that he's one of the first people that would challenge you if you ever came back to America on American soil. Would you give him the opportunity?
Absolutely. Max Abel was another great dude that I got to spend some time with. And I think we both owe each other, one from him giving me that wicked forearm that the ref thought he knocked me out with, and me getting him back with the super kick that split his lip open at a birthday party. So we've both given each other one back. So now I think it's time to get back on the even ground and just meet each other in the middle, sort of thing, and have just an absolute just fun time. You know, it's what I'm all about.
Absolutely. And we've got some tag team titles that have gone overseas as well. I don't know if you know them or not, but the Blockbusters are
Yes,
holding the
sir.
JCP tag team titles in England currently. And they have made mention to you through Facebook several times saying that they would be interested in doing a match between you and 13 and themselves. Would you be interested if that ever arose?
That would be honestly great, not just to wrestle the Blockbusters, because I unfortunately never got to meet them in person in my time in JPWA. We just missed each other both times, but not just to wrestle the Blockbusters, but to wrestle for the JCP NWA tag team titles would be just a great honor, especially in my home country of Australia now. Another guy that is actually in Australia now, Carl Parker, is a guy that we've definitely spoken about meeting each other in the ring at some point for sure. He's here for a while now, so there's definitely just a matter of when, not if. So there might be a JPWA versus JPWA alumni match happening on Australian soil, hopefully sooner than later.
And the sexy cowboy would definitely give you a run for your money. I know that for a fact, especially
Yeah.
both of you, Dr. Tom, trained as you were talking about being JPWA kids. And he would put on a show for the world to see. Let's just call it
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. They might have to censor it if it goes to television.
I don't know. Like I think we can keep it a little bit PG just for the sake of the footage, but definitely like we've definitely spoken about getting in the ring together. Again, it's another case of just we've just missed each other this couple times. We've would have been in the same area, but yeah, I can't wait to get in the ring with him. And if the Blockbusters ever make their way down to Australia, like that's going to be probably the main match I push for is Circus versus the Blockbusters.
Absolutely. I think that would be a wonderful match, especially since they mentioned it specifically by name that they would
Mm.
love to wrestle you in 13 directly. I think that that would definitely set the world of Australia on fire. It'd set the professional wrestling world on fire. And the Sexy Cowboy for sure. And when you come back, if you get a little bit of Max Abel on you, you don't ever know.
Oh,
The Double X superstar, if he's all gassed up and ready to go, he might be some trouble, Pogo.
especially now he's got two belts under his his belt. It would be a fun time to get back in the ring with him. We've only really sort of stood across the ring from each other at a birthday party at NWA, and then in the Paul Morton Cup, and I haven't really had a lot of time to really get into what we both can do. So I'd be excited for that one for sure.
Well, what else has been going on in Australia? I've got to ask.
Well, it's honestly just wrestling happens. It's a big country, so I'm mostly just situated around the Queensland area, and I don't get a lot of chances to go to another state because it's either a 10-hour drive or a 4-hour plane flight just to move to another state that has a wrestling in it. So that's always the struggle. But we've got like a bunch of great promotions that are definitely worth checking out in the other states. You've got Pro Wrestling Australia in Sydney. They last year they had actually WWE superstar Grayson Waller come to their event, and that was a really cool opportunity to be there and help out in the show and just sort of see how that runs. And you've got MCW, which is probably the next premier wrestling destination. That's Melbourne City Wrestling. My tag partner 13 was actually just there. And it's a great opportunity for him. It's a great opportunity, hopefully, for the both of us down the line to do some tag team wrestling. And of course, in Perth, that's the big news is WWE is coming back, and the local promotion there, EPW, is going to be running an event in between their Saturday and Monday shows, their WWE. So just a lot of great wrestling just happening all around Australia, which is great. And hopefully now that I've sort of sorted out some personal issues I've been going through, I can actually start getting out there and getting the Pogo name to have some more fun around it.
Well, Pogo, we wish you well on your travel. We hope that you're able to get to anywhere and everywhere that you want to go, and that the shows are very receptive of you and the people are very receptive of you, as we are in America. And as you saw, Matt Bowens came in here,
Yes.
the promoter for SPCW. He says SPCW misses you, and he wants to know when you're coming back.
Well, like it's obviously a tough thing how it goes with the immigration stuff going on. I won't get too much into that, but My plan is to hopefully come back at least for a month before I eventually move over to America and Tennessee. And definitely SPCW has got a good place in my heart, not just because that's where we trained every night of the week with JPWA, but just seeing the events that they had on. They gave me their first shot when I was in America, so I'm eternally grateful for that. And it would be awesome to just tear it up with a lot more of the guys there, not just Max Abel, but even some of the newer JPWA graduates and Tess and Austin and Logan Grove as well. Like they would love to get in the ring with those guys 100%.
Absolutely. And you may have the opportunity to do that, especially with one of your friends, Casey Kazana,
So,
working for SOM 505 Live. And
yeah,
he may have the opportunities for you to come in if you ever get back and get that
yes,
opportunity to work with those guys. What would you say
yeah.
to that?
That would be awesome. Like, and SOM is another great place that I felt that made me feel super welcomed in Tennessee. You know, being the only Australian guy around, I traveled by myself to come over there, so I didn't really know anyone. So JCP, SPCW, and SOM were all a bunch of places that I felt just immediately welcomed. So they're always going to be the first places I look up whenever I get back there. And I always keep up to date with them whenever they put out shows and events and all that kind of stuff. So SOM has been on a huge run lately. Their Cobra Strikes Back show was amazing. I got to see a lot of footage from that, and it was awesome seeing just everything come together, seeing how hard those guys work, and how it just came to be like this great opportunity for everyone there. And also great to see all the Kazanas doing their version of of what they call dancing. So that was my favorite part. I got a little bit inspired for my match last weekend. So yeah, it's good to see just how much everyone is just putting in tons and tons of effort.
Well, not only effort, but they're putting in the time, they're putting in the attention, and they're making it their priorities. And Pogo,
Yes.
that's something that we don't really speak about a lot because there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that nobody knows. But you, above a lot of people, have put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you've worked extremely hard. You've done everything from clean bathrooms to be ring crew to be
Yeah.
in ring talent to sell tickets and so much more. Speak a little bit about if you want to break into the industry, how you can break into the industry, and what are the avenues you can take to get in.
Yeah. So obviously, in Australia, it will work a little bit different because there's not a lot of opportunities because everyone's trying to get in. But across the board, the best thing you can do is make yourself available. You know, like if you see shows doing tryouts and it's something you want to do as a wrestler, that's the perfect slot in. If you're just looking to come along, help out, and volunteer, that's another great spot to just come in, introduce yourself, let them know that like, hey, I'm willing, ready, willing, and able to do whatever needs to be done. You know, because that's probably the greatest resource you can have in wrestling and promoting wrestling is having people that are willing to do the jobs that need to be done. Because obviously it's a very tough life. You know, you got travel, you've got taking the bumps, you've got doing the matches, the long days, long nights, all that kind of stuff. So having people that are raring and ready to go to just get in, set the ring up, get it done is more important than anything else, I believe. And if you're looking to get into it, the best thing you can do is just reach out. Like if you're not reaching out, you know, you're never going to get opportunities. So the more you reach out, the more you offer your help, the more you offer your time. That really speaks volumes to not just wrestlers, but promoters, podcasters, like anyone that can see you putting in that effort. It goes way, way further than even if you're like wrestling all the time in the gym all the time. If you have a bad attitude, you know, none of that matters. Good attitude is what matters most of all.
Good attitude, good work ethic, and a willing spirit to do whatever is asked of you.
That's
Um,
correct.
I've told it many times. You know, we started with Harley Race, and we used to work in Missouri with him at the old facility that was out there, the old storefront facility. And we would set up chairs, we would clean toilets, we would sell concessions, we sold tickets, we put the ring up, we tore the ring down, we did everything that was asked of us or required of us, and we paid dues on top of it. So there was a due fee at that point in time.
Yeah.
You know, you're coming to training, you're going to pay your dues.
Yeah.
So and even if you got in the ring or not, you still had to pay because you were
Yeah.
there. You know, and that's kind of one of the untold secrets of professional wrestling is some things have changed. There's some things that are still the same, but as long as you're willing to help in any way possible, you know, I remember the first day that he pulled me off bathroom duty and he said, I need somebody to set up chairs. And I went, I'll do it. And he went, okay, come with me. And we just started putting chairs out. And from then on, I was his chair guy for a while, you know, for a
Yeah.
couple of years. So, and that's just how it works, you know, you just move up into the industry and you show yourself faithful and you work on something and eventually you work out of that and into something else. And we got really blessed, Pogo. We got really, really blessed by God to meet the people that we met and to do the things that we've done. And, you know, to have Dr. Tom in our lives and to have Harley Race in our lives and to have the Kazanas in our lives. I mean, we've just been really blessed. God just really blessed us to have all these great connections in professional wrestling, to have the Stranges, to have the Mortons, all of them. And I've got to admit, you know, some things you just walk into and other things you have to work at and you just have to become better at it over time. And we just walked into this and it worked. You know, it just worked. And I can't thank you enough. I can't thank the Kazanas enough. I can't thank Harley Race enough. I can't thank Trevor Murdoch enough. I can't thank the Kazanas enough. I can't thank any of those guys that have helped me, shape me, forge me to what I'm doing right now. And you know what? It's paying dividends now because 15, 20 years ago, if you would have talked to me and told me that I'd had a talk show and I'd had a podcast and we'd be doing wrestling full time, I would have told you were crazy. I'd told you I'd still be setting up chairs and cleaning toilets and maybe selling tickets and hopefully that's the best it would ever get. And that's not, you know, it worked its way out. And I know the same things happened with you is you just showed up and you did whatever was asked of you and eventually look where it got you. I mean, you are a superstar at UPW right now and killing it. So
Yeah, that like when you talk about like when you started out, you're doing all like the clean toilets and all that. And look, if you go back 8 years now, when I started like even just training, like I was about like 40 kilos lighter than I was now, which is roughly about like 80 pounds. You know, like I've put on a lot of weight. Like when I started, I even got told by the guy running it that I would never be a wrestler. I'd just be one of the backstage guys just helping out. So I was in the opposite. I didn't just walk into it and get it. I really had to work for it as well and work my way up, not just the ladder, but to be a wrestler, like I had to fight and fight and fight and fight. So that's why, like, I'm eternally grateful for my time in Tennessee because it felt like a lot of like dividends, like you said. I got to meet a bunch of awesome people that helped me out and could see that I had the work ethic, the mentality, and all that stuff to really push it. So that's why I'm extremely thankful to Doc and the Kazanas, yourself, Matt Bowens for giving me a shot at SPCW, the Strangers for giving me a shot, and even Papa Joe for allowing me opportunities to wrestle on his events too. So that time in JPWA was great because it felt like a culmination of everything I've been working for the last 7 years. And now that I'm back in Australia, I have a clear path of where I want to get to, how I'm going to get there, more importantly. And I know that I'm going to be supported the whole way because of all the awesome people that I've met.
well, not only that, but I believe that you're going to win this triple threat match that's going to be taking place at the Fight for Life 8 Saturday, May the 31st. The Aussie Sunshine Coast Arena, baby, is where it's going to be taking place. And you don't want to miss a minute of the action with Pogo the Clown that's going to be there facing Mr. Rembrandt and DSD. And as you said, I don't think those other two competitors stand a chance, especially when you turn in to that killer clown, sir. Would that be fair to say?
That would be fair to say. You know, they're two solid dudes, but you know, this is the run where I think that it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, doesn't matter how great you think you are. It's always going to be Pogo on top. It's always going to be the clown having the last laugh. So, all respect to King Rembrandt and DSD, but I'm sorry to say this is my match. This is my match to win. My match to not just catapult myself to the featherweight championship, but to show them and everyone backstage and everyone in the crowd that I will be the next GPW featherweight championship.
And one more time, right before we let you go, Pogo, you are fundraising for this for the Fight for Life 8, and you can give directly right here at justgiving.com/page/Pogo the clown is where you want to go and give your donations right now so that every donation makes a difference for the fight against leukemia and the Leukemia Foundation of Australia Limited. You want to do it right now, guys. Go right there, give a donation, and make yourself known that you're making a difference in the world. Pogo, I know this is personal for you. Tell us a little bit about it.
So I've had a lot of people around me be affected by leukemia. A lot of them, it's not my stories to tell, obviously, but I can see how it's affected not just the people I know, but how it's affected me as well. And I've had to really, in some cases, I've had to really step up how I present myself and how I act to help those people affected by it. And it's not just for leukemia, but all kinds of cancer. This is obviously for leukemia specifically, because that's what the foundation we're doing this year with Fight for Life. But it's for everyone that has been affected in some way or another by cancer of any kind. And if you guys can't make it to the show, whether you're in Australia or America or wherever in the world you are, it's a good opportunity to still feel like you're a part of something. And leading on to the next thing, any merch I sell for the month of May will go towards that. 50% of the profits will go towards that giving page, and all those lovely designs that you'll see on the screen now with Ringside Cartel. Half the profits I get from these will go towards that. And like I said, you see all the prices there. They're all in Australian. So any Americans looking to get some Pogo merch, it will actually work out to be a little bit cheaper. You do just have to be aware of the import costs.
Yes, there will be shipping and handling on everything. So if it says $35.50, it is a little bit different for the exchange rate in America. It'll be a little bit cheaper, but you will have shipping and handling that will be attached to each and everything that's available that you will buy from these. And like he said, he's splitting profits with them. So come on in and buy some of the merchandise, and you can get it at ringsidecartel.com/Pogo the Clown. All together is how you can get it right there, guys. You don't want to miss any of this. You definitely want to do it. And you do have extra large and extra large and triple X and all that available on each of these for a little bit of an additional price as well.
Yes, sir. So you can get all sizes. You can get different kinds of shirts, kids' t-shirts, jumpers, jackets, anything you really look for, especially in Australia. We're coming into winter now, so it's a good chance. In America, you guys should be starting spring around this time or summer. So good chance to get a t-shirt for you guys. Good chance to get a jumper in Australia.
Well, Pogo, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't try to get you to tell me a joke before you go.
Well, being put on the spot, there's a lot of jokes I could get. Still early in the morning for me, so I don't think I've got any super great ones going on. But,
I got one for you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. What does a stripper and peanut butter have in common?
Okay. What does a stripper and peanut butter have in common?
Oh, they both spread it for the bread, baby.
Well, I mean, if we're going blue, I've got a pretty funny one.
All right.
If you're going that far down into it. So what do you do when you come across an elephant?
What do you do?
You apologize and wipe it off.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that's a good ending point, I think. If that's where you want to go, I can always go lower.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's great. Thank you for coming in and being here with us. We're going to schedule you at a later date to come on in and come back with us. We'll catch up with you in just a few months. Guys, you can reach out to Pogo the Clown directly at his page on Facebook. That's at Pogo the Clown Wrestler. Pro Wrestler is how you're going to find him. You can also reach him at his Instagram. And if you guys are booking out there, you can reach him through email at pogotheclownpw@gmail.com. That's all together, pogotheclownpw@gmail.com. Don't be afraid to reach out to Pogo the Clown. He will definitely give you a good price, and he'll come wrestle for you.
And don't be afraid. I definitely have my passport, so if there's any international opportunities, there's precedent. I just got to organize something and see what happens.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, Pogo, and we hope to see you soon. And remember, guys, you heard it right here first on Wrestle Talk with the Rabid Beaver. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
See you guys.